This is part 3 of the series helping you start a business in photography or rebrand an existing one. Hi and welcome to the channel. Do you understand how important your website is for your business? Do you understand how important the look and ease of getting around your website is for your business? The answer to these and lots more questions are covered in this video. If you enjoy this video and you feel that it has helped you, please like it and subscribe. Also place any comments as that helps me. Also, if you have any topics, questions, please post them below. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Leading on from the first two tutorials, know your client and what can I charge. If you haven't already watched these, I'll put the link below. But by understanding what your client is, but more importantly, the level of service you are going to offer, will help you brand and style your website. This is very important because understanding the level of your branding will enable you to start the design of your website. Check out other photographers' websites that cover similar photography to what you will be covering, not just locally to your area, but also in the UK and around the world. Make sure you don't do a direct copy, but just take ideas from them. Be very honest with yourself. If you are setting up a business for the first time, you won't be as good as the top professionals that have been around for a long time or offer a top quality service if you haven't ever photographed for money or charged for your work before. This is something that you will need to learn and is called workflow. And the more work you cover, the more experience you will have, which will lead you to be able to offer a higher level of service and therefore a higher branding. But before we discuss your website and why it is important for your business, you first need to know the answer to this question. The first and probably most important question is, what are you going to call your business? This probably is one of the biggest decisions we run in a business. It's not a simple decision as it's one that you will be living with for the rest of your business life. It's also what your branding is all designed around. It's the start of your brand, along with your domain name on your website. You have lots of choice here. In the old days, back before social media, etc., and digital, we had yellow pages advertising in magazines and papers, etc. Lots of people wanted to be top of the list in those days, or page. So came up with names starting with A or with a number, enabling them to get to the top of the list. Putting a number in front of your name looks cheap to a client. Think taxis, etc. So unless you were looking at running a business and having the cheapest type of client, branding, etc., stay away from doing that. Then the next discussion is your name or another name. Let's look at a name other than yours first. You see lots of new photography businesses using a name linked to photography in some way. So for instance, reflection photography, shutter photography, focus images, or something along those lines, but just something linked around the world of photography, but also mentioning something else so that people know just by looking at the brand name, it's to do with photography. If you're covering newborn babies or something like that, it could be linked into newborn babies. So, you know, sort of sweetheart photography or something on those sort of lines. This is your choice. Using your name makes it easy to remember for the client when they talk about you. You are the only person with that particular name of business for branding. So you can't be mixed up with anybody else that has a similar sort of name. The other thing about using your name is it's the best way of spreading the word, which is the best form of marketing you can get. But we'll come to that later on and obviously in further videos. By using your name, you are also saying that you trust your work. When you looked at other photographers' websites, did you notice that the most experienced and the higher branding, higher quality businesses most of the time use a name? They do this for a reason because it's a brand that is then trusted by their clients. And this isn't just in photography, this is in lots and lots of other business. So if you are serious about your photography business, think of using your name. But whatever you decide, you need to know this before you can start your business for your bank account, your domain name, website address, domain name, email address, and so on. So just a quick advert for me again, if that's okay. If you're enjoying this video and feel that it is helping you, please like it and subscribe, as that will help me grow the community, which can only benefit us all. So, create your brand identity. Your website should accurately match and reflect your branding. So before you start designing and laying out your site, develop your brand identity. These details will drive the design and look of your site. 3 things really are the main things to look at: brand colours, logo, and the font that you use. We talk about brand colours first. So taking on board what we have learned so far, knowing the type of client that you are looking at attracting, and looking at other photography sites, you should now have a rough idea of the style and colour scheme you are going to have. But you need to fully understand the world that is colours for your branding. This is huge for your clients without them really knowing. Multinational and huge companies spend millions researching on this subject alone. And if they do that, we should at least try and understand the basics of the colour to the eye. Recently, Cadbury's lost a fight to fully trademark their distinctive purple colour. Although it is uniquely theirs for chocolate, why do they care so much about purple? And does it have a meaning beyond the specific association with Cadbury's? So, colours are powerful weapons in any branding toolkit and rich with meanings. As a starting point, here is a quick tour of the 11 most frequently used colour names. White is often a sign of purity, cleanliness, coolness. It is a basic colour bringing out everything else. For service brands, white is used everywhere. The customer expects cleanliness, kitchens, surgeries, etc. The innocent brand of fruit smoothies use the purity of white to great effect. Black has become a regular symbol of top of the range quality and can be used to create a very specific and exclusive environment. There is reason that the little black number is the iconic statement of Coco Chanel and the colour of Armani. Red has a hue with the strongest stimulation, giving it the power to excite, with increased pulse and heart rate and raised blood pressure. Women in red are rated more sexy than when wearing any other colour, while men in red are rated as more powerful. And it's not just a coincidence that drivers of red cars are more likely to be involved in car accidents. Red can stimulate appetite, making it popular among food, drink and restaurant brands such as Coca-Cola, KFC, etc. etc. Yellow is a comforting colour, which also means tangy, creamy or delicious in foods and drinks. It is very popular in food and drink outlets, although often paired with other colours, e.g. McDonald's. Yellow is also used by brands like Skoal foot powder for its connotations of warmth and comfort. Green symbolises ideas of refreshment and nature and is connected to ideas of healthiness. However, green is a delicate colour and can have strong negative connotations. It is also the colour of decay, although BP have tried to hijack green to symbolise their environmental credentials. They haven't always lived up to these ideals. Holiday Inn and Starbucks make good use of green. Blue is associated with the sea, sky, calmness, and often suggests trust and serenity. Some shades, e.g. ice blue, reflect purity and coolness and are ideal for products like bottled water and toothpaste. Brands like Walls use dark blue to signify quality, while brands like Bombay Sapphire have used the colour to forge a distinctive brand identity, as well as to reflect their unique blend of ingredients. Orange is a friendlier colour than red, which has a dangerous side and is stimulating enough to get attention from kids and teens, etc. Fanta, Nickelodeon, brands like Amazon and Orange Mobile use these associations to signify the virality and fun of their brand. Brown is wholesome, down to earth, often associated with nature materials like wood, coffee, brands like Costa Coffee, along with the obvious link. Brown is wholesome and down to earth, often associated with nature materials like wood. Coffee brands like Costa Coffee leverage these meanings along with the obvious link to coffee itself to signal their homely ambience. Purple is associated with royalty in the West and has associations with quality and luxury. These associations are the reasons for its use by Cadbury and Whiskers, and the lighter shade for the food of the Empress of the Emperor of the House. Pink is sweet and appealing colour, perfect for sugar confectionery. It is also associated with sexiness and femininity in many cultures, which is why it is the perfect colour for breast awareness campaign. And finally, grey is associated with business suits as well as age. Although sometimes considered a gloomy and unattractive colour, considered cheap in many Asian countries, grey is often associated with and used by technology companies, e.g. Apple, Honda, and it can signal the wisdom of experience. So by choosing your colour, it is very important as to the level of branding that you're going for. So now we move on to your logo. When you're considering all of the factors that go into building a business, creating a logo might not seem like a top priority. Maybe I don't even need a logo at all, a little voice is whispering in the back of your mind. Don't listen to that voice. He couldn't be more wrong. Having a logo is an integral part of making your brand a successful one, right up there with having high-level quality products and positive referrals. So why is a logo important? Because it grabs attention. It makes a strong first impression. It is the foundation of your brand identity. It is memorable. It separates you from your competition, fosters brand loyalty, and is expected by your audience. Let's take a deeper look at all these. So, your logo, it grabs attention. Attention spans are short these days, especially with consumers and on social media. So your logo needs to stand out. A logo can quickly grab viewers' attention and communicate a company's core values in an interesting way. That shorter attention span, the one that causes consumers to judge your business by its appearance, can work to your advantage if you have a solid logo to speak for your company. It makes a strong first impression. You have one chance to get this right. A logo is a company's first introduction to its customers. If designed well, it can pique the interest of the public and invite them to learn more about your company. If not, you've just alienated a potential customer base and basically tanked your business. Again, look at other photographers' logos. What do you remember and feel sells the quality of their business? It's the foundation of your brand identity. Successful branding is about telling a story that will influence customers. Emotions is that plain and simple. And while it's true that logo design is only part of your company's brand, it serves as the foundation for the entire narrative on which your brand is built. Colours, tones, font. All this is determined by the story that you're trying to tell, and your logo sets the stage for this story. These elements will later translate from your logo onto all of your branding materials, letterheads, business cards, landing pages, website, you name it, creating a concrete, marketable brand identity. So it's important to spend time on getting this right. It's memorable. Your logo leads the horse, your audience, to water, your company. Logos are a point of identification. They're the symbol that customers use to recognize your brand. Ideally, you want people to instantly connect the sight of your logo with the memory of what your company does, and more importantly, how it makes them feel. Because a good logo is visual, aesthetically pleasing element. It triggers positive recall about your brand that the name of your company alone might not. And if we're being honest, some of your audience will likely forget the name of your business unless it's your name, and that's human nature. But they'll immediately associate your logo with the memories of your brand. It separates you from competition. A well-designed company logo can communicate everything from the company's background, professional, relaxed, fun, to their mission, entertainment, efficiency, innovation, through the right icon or proper font. In other words, your logo is the forum to both convey your values and show consumers why you're not like your competitors. You're better. It fosters brand loyalty. Say it with me. Consumers crave consistency. As your brand grows, your logo is going to become more familiar to a wide range of consumers, and this familiarity creates a perception that you're trustworthy and accessible. Think about it. When you're out shopping for workout gear and suddenly spot track pants with a Nike logo on it, you're instantly ready to buy. Why? Because of the Nike apparel. You know you're in safe hands. Nike is a brand you trust. Trust is built on a well-designed logo, and brand loyalty is quick to follow. Once they like you, your customers are going to seek you out again and again, and your logo is the first thing they will look for. Your audience expects it. And last but not least, your logo is the first thing that your audience will look for when they see any communications from your brand. It should be front and center of all your marketing materials, such as business cards, flyers, advertisements, etc., etc. If you don't have a logo and one that stands out, then you are missing an opportunity to make a business stick in the minds of your audience. So now we move on to your font. Selecting the proper font in your marketing materials can make a big difference in grabbing consumers' attention. If the fonts are too small or hard to read, many potential customers won't bother to take a look. If you make them too large, your marketing efforts might look amateurish and awkward. Use a unified set of fonts in all your marketing messages, and you'll grab your prospectives' attention and encourage them to buy. Sizes and types of fonts is also very important. Most websites, email messages, and print marketing materials use a mix of serif and non-serif fonts. Examples of serif fonts include Baskerville, Century, Times, Times New Roman. These fonts are typically used in the body of your marketing message. Sans serif fonts include Arial, Cabria, and Veranda, and are most often used in the headlines. Size matters too. When it comes to fonts, limit your font sizes to only 2 or 3 throughout the entire piece of the website. For older audiences, consider using headlines in type size 16 to 24 and the rest of the message in size 12 to 16. Use smaller font sizes with younger audiences. Headlines set at 12 to 18 fonts and body type fonts between 10 and 12 work well. Be consistent when selecting your font size and type for all of your marketing material. This helps create a unified look that builds basic trust with your prospective buyers. Ideally, your website should match your print material so that the reader feels the message is unified across all of your marketing efforts. Test your websites in various browsers and on different types of computers to make sure that the fonts display the way you want them to. So, onto your website. You need to identify the primary purpose of your website. A small business website can serve many purposes and act in many ways, but it's helpful to know the top 1 or 2 main purposes of your site. That way the site can be optimized for that purpose, and the main purposes of your site may be to attract traffic and grow an audience, show your products, share what you know, advertise your business, entertain your readers. Decide what you want users to do when they get there. It's great to get people to visit your website. It's even better to give them something to do when they get there. Decide what you want your audience to do when they get to your site before you start creating it, so that you can lay out the content and conversation points to drive users to take action. That action could be to sign up to your list, schedule a consultation, schedule an appointment, buy a product, visit your physical business premises, or even call your business. You need to create content. You can't launch a website with at least a little bit of content. When first launching a site, it might be overwhelming to think about all the content you need. So before you start building your site, take steps to create the initial content you'll need to launch. You can develop other content later. Start with creating a about page. Create a page that describes who you are, what you do, who you serve, what makes you different and why you do it. Product or service list. Create a page that introduces your top products and also your services. Launch a blog post. Create a blog post that announces the launch of your new website. Blogs or even vlogs are very important, but again we will cover that in another video soon. So, to start to build a small business website. Now you know it's absolutely essential for a small business to have a website. A website is not a luxury or a bonus marketing tool. It's something you must have so that you can have an anchor for your marketing efforts, sell your products and services, connect with new customers and keep existing customers, build your credibility, control your online destiny, market your business in a simple and affordable way. You need to pick a domain name. Once you decide to get a website, pick a domain name that works best for your brand. To choose the best domain name, make it easy to type. Use your business name. Keep it short. Use keywords. Target your area. Avoid numbers. Be memorable. Use an approximate domain extension. And these are some recommended pages that you should have on your website. A home page, contact page, product page or pages, a blog section, a page about you, and a gallery. So on to building your website. These days you have a huge choice of companies that offer websites. Wix, Squarespace, GoDaddy, WordPress, etc. etc. I will put a link in to a site below that compares and ranks the top 10s for you. But the choice is yours. Take your time in deciding, as it's a huge job moving a website's content later. But by designing your own website, and it's very easy today, you have complete control of what is on your site. You can alter images, text, etc. Add pages as you need them and when you need them. Don't panic about having loads of pages with huge amounts of information and images from the start. The important thing is to have a website. Remember, until you start marketing your site, nobody will see it yet. So it's just important to start designing one and get one up. Also, your website will grow along with your business, so your colours might alter slightly as you move into other styles of photography. But plan forward, think about where you want to be and aim high. Let your branding, website and logo reflect this. So here's 10 solid reasons why businesses need a website. A website proves your brand credibility. Businesses with a website are easily accessible. A website builds a relationship. You can showcase your products, services, the best way possible. A website makes your brand more visible. You can benefit from Google searches. People still judge your credibility by looks. A website is an integral part of online marketing. You can strategically target your customers through a website. All of your competitors already have a website. If you enjoy this video and feel that it has helped you, please like it and subscribe, as that will help me. Also, if you have any other topics that you would like covered or questions, please post them below. I look forward to seeing you soon in the next one. Stay safe.